like running for mayor. And if you do that enough, clearly you're just trying to get votes. You don't care about those people. You don't know their names. You can kiss their baby but never see him again, or whatever the politicians do. Right? You don't care. You're just trying to get votes. You're trying to please the people for whose benefit? Your own. He says, we're not trying to please people, but God, who tests our hearts. He is it. Look at what he says in verse 5. You know we never used flattery, nor did we put a mask to cover up greed. God is our witness. Two more things mentioned. Flattery. Flattery. And I think of when someone, you can just see some people just pour it on. I remember some guy who I didn't care for. He came to visit my sister, right? And to me, he was a threat. She was of that age, and he wasn't just coming over to play checkers, And I remember hearing him go in the other room, and I thought Eddie Haskell had walked in the house. Lovely home you have, Mr. and Mrs. Moresi. That sofa, is it Victorian? You know what I mean? It's like, it's from a garage sale. I don't know where we got that thing, But you hear this guy just laying it on, Why is he doing that? To make himself look better. Why? Because he has a goal, and that may not be the most pure motive he has. Well, they're not using flattery. And sometimes an entire sermon can be flattery. You're going to make it, you're going to do it, you're going to be there. And certainly the Bible is full of verses like that. It is. And God wants you to strive. He wants you to thrive. But there's also verses about live your life a certain way. Well, those might offend somebody. So you leave those out. That's all I'm saying. Watch sometimes on some of the TV sermons and other things how much they flatter, but how much they leave, leave out some of the other parts. That's all I'm saying. Keep an eye open. So you put some of these together. Verse 6, we're not looking for praise from the people, not from anyone else. Even though the apostles of Christ, we could have asserted our authority. They had a right to do what they were doing. That's their job. That's their position. That's their authority. But they weren't trying to do that. So they didn't want praise from people, not you from anyone else. So you put these together, he's talking about people out there preaching and teaching, not their type of preaching and teaching, but these things are out there. If you put it together, it's from error, from impure motives, trying to trick you, trying to flatter you, put a mask on to cover up greed. So when we talk about false teachers, these are the characteristics. It's not just that they're popular, though sometimes that is it could be an indicator they're that popular, but other times they may not be very popular. The fact is, why are they doing that? In fact, you know how many verses are about false teachers in the Bible? To watch out for them, to look out. Wolves in sheep's clothing. What does that mean? Well, they look like a sheep, but they ain't.